So you put that back in, and now you add the shooting.
And reestablish that in the bubble. CJ gets the reverse here.
Yeah.
CJ will try deep three. Hands. Heald able to get the loose ball. Barnes will try a three. Heald in transition. Looking for Fox. Fox from the corner.
He said he's the guy who gets us over the hump. It's Dame, me, and he's the...
There's that tight handle you talk about, Lamar. CJ will try a corner three. Runs the break. CJ finds himself outside the arc. Back to Dame. Jones Jr. open look. It's the season for sharing. And Jones Jr.
You know what you guys give the Blazers. Let us see what Derrick Jones Jr. can do. And so far, he's doing a lot.
On the floor, and here's Nurk on the defensive side.
But that play
Gets it back.
The pass.
Nurkic down low. Little baby hook is good.
Reasons why he was so willing and able to accept this role of coming off.
But before you respond, Lamar, if there were 20,000 folks here in Moda Center, like there typically is when the Blazers play ball, they would be on their feet because Rodney Hood, for the first time since last December, is on the court for the Blazers. Barnes, defended by Dame, gets tangled up by
coverages. Switch things more than we had.
Power through. It's short, though, and the Kings are off to the races. Halliburton tries to go up top in the fourth quarter.
It seems like, Melo, that's nice. He responds.
Kings send the double team to Melo. Gets the shot off Cantor with the offensive rebound.
And with them being the tandem leading this bench unit, and then you got a Gary
Trent Jr. pounds the rock down the floor. Nice little move on Guy. Gets it up. And
4-on-4, having this kind of spacing. Gary, his eyes must have lit up.
Kaminsky and Guy for the Kings to start the second quarter. CJ in the middle of the paint.
Rolled into the shot. Defender trailed. CJ McCollum had the same thing.
Slow things down, work his way into the paint.
I like this look for Rodney.
And welcome back, Rodney Hood.
But I like when he takes it down into the post because he can, most part, it's tough to defend against.
CJ leading score for the Ellaby, but one more look at CJ's three.
CJ can step.
Yeah, in Pullman, and now you're hanging out with Carmelo Anthony.
Guys, and you think like, oh, that guy can help that team win. Blazers have that.
CJ tries to loft one.
Dirk is always taking a shot to the dunk. So let's see where did this one take place. Bam, right there. This is always happening to him. He's always involved in the play.
It's the same spot for Yusuf Nurkic.
Yeah.
Last March, sort of pop back off.
If it weren't for this girl,
yes,
then Nurk would have bleached blonde hair right now.
Yes, he would.
Wow.
This last play here is just the Blazers on selfishness and filling the transition lanes.
Harry Giles, get that ball to the middle in transition. It doesn't matter if it's a point guard or lefties, they're just crafty, especially the ones that can really pull up and shoot it.
Giles saves the pass from Dame. Covington up and under. And Lillard. That saves the possession.
Yeah, that's dexterity. And then, okay. Show that ball, let him both jump. Made it look easy. Now that's where he's dangerous.
To shoot for the Kings. Fox, a deep three over Dame. Gives the Blazers another chance. Covington puts it on the floor, finds Giles. Giles with the finish. Who knows if anybody in our production department had a bite of that or not, but
in fact, he's going up against Damian, CJ, Rodney, Carmelo in practices. You want to be afraid of anybody?
Here's Hood in transition.
Yeah, Rodney, get that ball deep into the paint, and you see Melo with a slight relocation.
10 to shoot for the Kings. Damian Lillard rips it from Fox. Individual defense by Damian Lillard. Barnes operate the offense here. Hood goes baseline. Giles once again with the patience and the finish. Now trailing just by 7 as you give the bench some more clock here. Barnes pinned by folks talk about a player has energy, but that is so critical for maintaining momentum as Gary Trent Jr.
Yeah, not every player is like Gary, where he's got one
Gary
speed.
Trent Jr. Bielitsa thought about the lob to Holmes. Holmes tries to gather, denied.
Read and react on the go.
Gary Trent Jr. had an open look, can't get it to fall, but Giles fights for the board. Throw it down here. Energy and activity. We keep saying that energy word, but
yeah,
it's evident.
Look how quick he got to the ball. He was trying to keep his hands up to avoid fouling.
Kings push it ahead quickly. Heald, no hesitation.
Yeah.
passion for the final season and what he brings. Gary Trent Jr. with the steal. And
they were expecting a highlight.
One of those plays where you're too wide open, as they like to say. Covington. Portland showing all sorts of lineups, but Rocco fitting in like a perfect piece to the Blazer puzzle.
Normally, a player that's been traded. Good pass, good cut, CJ. Good passer, whether he's facing the basket or the back leading scorer in the Pac-12 seasons ago at 18 points.
Blazer system as another deflection for Portland. Sacramento comes up 17 left here in this third quarter. Gary Trent Jr. Time for a sandwich.
Because I saw the work and the time that you put into this opportunity, and you went. Now you're on the bench, and you got to work your way out of it, and you did.
Gary Trent Jr. with the deflection. Blazers push the pace. Gary Trent Jr. dumps it off for Cantor. Cantor can't quite finish it. Jones Jr. challenges.
Derek Jones Jr. looks like he's ready to do that at a high.
The three-point shooting from Derek Jones Jr. It's a two-game sample size and a play on as well too. Cantor taking his time against Kaminsky. Tries to get the shoulder into him. Blevins surveying. Cantor once again.
He'll get his chance for two. And this Cantor just going right through Kaminsky's chest and does a good job of not ducking too much or barreling through too much.
Shot clock still going. 2 seconds left for the Kings. Cantor denies.
They have a lot to prove overall, and they
certainly. $1:30 left in the third quarter. Ellaby to Blevins. Blevins sets his feet. Blevins.
Bail you out, or even a mellow that you dump it down to. In the short point, Blevins running down the baseline.
Cantor up top, looking for an open teammate. Gary Trent Jr. chopped at by Guy. Finds Cantor. Cantor once again.
It makes Gary's job slightly harder, but it's not necessarily the wrong thing to do. It all worked out at the end.
8 seconds for the Kings. James in transition. Oh, bothered at the rim by Jones Jr. Blevins to your left.
There. Yeah.
Just a little, hey, what's up tap.
Yep. See, that's where somebody lost his shoe. CJ Ellaby. He's trying to.
Ellaby with 5 fouls in just the second NBA game. Pretty move.
Get some pictures.
Might have a little bit of drag in the water. Robinson, corner three.
Because when you look at the depth in the lineup, Jordan, that might be your only way to get
13 to shoot. Sizes up Woodard. Goes to the right. Gets the shoulder into Woodard, and Covington off the bounce.
Taking his time, jab step, see how the defender responds.
His defensive rebound. Guy whips a pass to Woodard. Woodard bothered by Covington, but then Metu, all of the production departments for all the teams are putting in the season to deliver NBA basketball.
Just going somewhere, and will take 10-15 minutes out of their day to explain how the cap works and how
those little things of being at the right spot, the right time, will click for teams that want to be a top 10 defense. Gary Trent Jr.
Behind the back, stop, go backwards now.
Now you see how he's flourishing in this role.
He was ready.
Young players that were drafted high that are expected to be immediate contributors. You just don't have that time. As Giles is the foul. Look at that. Woodard hits him. And Woodard for Sacramento, they said he has an NBA body.
What is it? Can have all the skill in the world. You got to have a level of strength. Water, Gordon. Makes me feel better about the whole meal. Just fresh.
Buck 23 left. Halliburton stops on a dime. Just a reminder, preseason games don't count. It's a learning tool. Harry Giles
has gotten a lot of chances to show what he truly can do.
Rocco gets the deflection. Heady play by the veteran. The Blazers will walk it out. They'll fall to the Kings 121-106, but we saw the return of Yusuf Nurkic to the lineup.